this seems to be a really touchy subject, and I won't be surprised if you click dislike without even watching the video. I don't care if you do that or not, but the way that people praise Skyward Sword, in my opinion, doesn't make any sense. Now, if you like it, fine, you're allowed to like it, I respect that and everything, but for me, it was one of the biggest gaming disappointments of my life. I waited for that fucking thing for a year and a half, like right from when they announced it. I was so pumped for it. Up until this point in time, I was like using my brother's Wii to play the games and stuff like that, because I was like, why have my own when there's another Wii in the house, right? But no, I went out a year in advance and bought a Wii specifically for this game. The second the pre-order came up at EB Games, I jumped on it, I snapped it, fucking cracked it like the vampire killer whip from Castlevania. Collector's edition, fucking got in there, first one there that day, even got the collector's edition just because I felt like it. Brought it home, and it just fucking sucked. Now, from beginning to end, let me put it this way, I have never played in my life a Zelda game that I hate. Zelda will always be my favorite game series. But this happens to be the game that, as I was going through it, I was just constantly saying, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, the entire time. Because it was not a good gaming experience. It's so goddamn easy, it almost feels like it was made for stupid people. So, with that said, I'm just going to go over everything I don't like in the game. Now, with that said, there's a lot of stuff that I gotta cover. So consider this sort of an incomplete list, because honestly, even when I'm editing this video, I am gonna guaranteed start thinking of even more stuff to bring up. But I just don't care enough to throw those in the video. I'm not gonna stop and redo it. There's too much to cover. Alright, so here we go. First, the biggest thing I hate about Skyward Sword is Fi. Fuck Fi. You know, Link has had annoying sidekicks in the past, like Navi and Tattle, but at least they were helpful. Fi is like the fucking owl. I've compared them to this before. She is like the tutorial owl and Navi combined into one, and you can never skip what she says. That shit is bullshit. Now, when your hearts run low, it's bad enough you already got a beeping noise, but you also get Fi's little low-pitched chime going on. And when you click the low-pitched chime, every single fucking time, it always says, Master, your hearts are fucking low. I can't remember what it says. I got so pissed off, I just stopped reading it. Anyway, it said, like, you know, your hearts are low. Obviously, it tells you what you already know. Anytime something happens, like if someone says, oh, you have got to go to the forest to do this, this, and this, Fi will just pop up on the screen and say the exact same fucking thing. Why? Do they think that people aren't paying attention to the person? Like, do they have to have Fi say all this stuff? Or when you play that stupid ass, the harp, like when you're about to go into Thunderhead, you play the harp, and then all of a sudden the tower, the big like light tower, kind of forget what happens now, it's been a while, but the light tower shoots this big beam, and the light goes straight into the like Thunderhead, like the thunder clouds, and then all of a sudden you hear do 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 do. So now anyone with a functioning brain in their head is gonna think, all right, well that's where I have to go next. But oh no, you know, Nintendo, this is either made for babies or stupid people. I'll say it again. Nintendo thinks that its fans must be fucking like, must have just got out of a brain transplant and can't tell their fucking head from their ass, because now they're all there like, oh, Master, there is a 90% probability you should follow the... Shut the fuck up! And I'm sick of people saying, oh, it was such a heartbreaking scene seeing her leave in the end. I was so fucking happy. And I don't even know if I was really happy that she was leaving. I think I was more happy that the game was fucking over and done with. Now, the game is way too linear for a Zelda game. So fucking linear, it's insane. There's almost no exploration in the game at all, but I'll get into that later. What I mean by linear is, in past Zelda games, you had to listen. This also, I guess, goes into Fi. You have to listen to what people say. For instance, when you leave the Temple of Time in Ocarina of Time, if you don't listen to Sheik, when she says stop at Kakariko Village, like, you're gonna be fucked when you get to the Forest Temple. Then you're like, oh shit, I can't get up on that fucking branch. What item am I missing? Like, I don't know. You see, you have to listen and stuff like that. But also with Sheik, she didn't just say all she said was go to Kakariko Village. She didn't give out anything. You had to explore it yourself. You had to know to like go to Kakariko Village and then push around gravestones and then fall through the grave and then like chase the ghost around, win the stupid ass hookshot. Anyway, my point is, there's nothing like that in Skyward Sword. Everything is linear, handed right to you. There's nowhere you can get lost in, because it feels like an old PS1 game, like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, how there's only so much of the friggin' map done up for you to go through, and the rest is just scenery. And, I mean, isn't that one of the fun things about Zelda games? Getting lost and not being sure where to go next? I mean, like, Zelda games are supposed to make you think. This game, there's no thinking involved. It's like, oh my god, there's an obstacle. Oh my god, you just look up. Oh, I gotta throw the beetle and hit that crystal. Wow, I'm so smart. Oh my god, this door won't open. Oh, I just clearly roll a bomb under there. Oh my god, I'm stuck here. I don't know what to do. Oh, look at that. There's a bomb flower right behind me. That indicates I gotta use a bomb. Oh, there's where I throw the bomb. That's what the entire game is like. There's absolutely no thought to it. It's so easy, impossible to get lost. And I'm not even getting started yet, to be honest with you. The bosses, oh my god, the bosses. Fuck the bosses in this game. Fuck Guraham. I hate that guy. He looks like a cross-dressing fucking Twilight vampire from Cirque du Soleil. I wish he was dead. Fuck. I just want to bury this guy alive in cement. What the fuck is his problem? Why would Nintendo think this was a good idea? You can tell by the look in his face he wants the D. His fights always suck until the very last one, but I'll get back to that later. I just don't like this character's design. I don't like his personality. He's just a piece of shit stock villain. Now the rest of the fucking guys in this game look horrible. They look like Pixar rejects. Like, you ever see that movie Monsters, Inc.? These all look like guys they wouldn't even cast for that. Like that giant fucking tentacle douchebag in the ocean. Fuck that guy. Like, he looks like the cheese strings guy. You're fighting a giant block of cheese in the water. Did they have to make them so fucking goofy looking? Here, this one, you're fighting a flaming testicle. What the fuck is with that? This guy, people praise as being one of the best Zelda bosses, but I think he's one of the worst Zelda bosses. He looks like one of those shitty antique China dolls that, like, just sit in antique stores and never get sold to anybody. And there's a reason why they don't get sold to anyone. Because they fucking suck. Beating the bosses take absolutely no skill in this game. I couldn't even get over how fucking easy the game was. I think during my entire playthrough, I might have died once, and that would have probably been because I slipped off of something due to the shitty controls. Now, it's so fucking easy and so fucking linear. I'll admit that I did look at the guide on GameFAQs just once. But you want to know why I looked at the guide? It wasn't because I was stuck. It wasn't because I was lost. It wasn't because I couldn't beat someone. It was because I wanted to see how much of this fucking piece of shit I had left to play. And when I found out, I was very disappointed. I only checked GameFAQs to see how much of this fucking game I have left. That's the sign of a terrible fucking game. Anyway, the time stones are fucking stupid. Oh my, there's no exploring in this game. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The map is a piece of shit. There is forest, fucking the shitty lava place, and the desert. Oh, and there's also the water place in the forest, but no one gives a fuck about that. So, like, my god, my brain hurts just by thinking about this piece of shit. You only visit those 3 places over and over and over and over again. But on top of that, you got the sky, right? The sky is full of adventure. The sky is full of fucking floating rocks. So if you are going to explore anything, you're mostly going to be floating around to these stupid little islands in the sky. Like, was it fun sailing the seas in Wind Waker? No, it wasn't fun. No, it just wasn't. So it's not fun surfing through the fucking air and climbing on rocks to get to treasure chests you can't even fucking open. Now, why can't you open the fucking treasure chest? Oh yeah, because you need to hit time stones on the ground. If there's a time stone below, I'm just saying this to the people who don't know, I know there are a few of them on my channel. Time stones are these pieces of shit rocks that you gotta swipe with your sword when you gotta do the skyward strike to hit them. Then all of a sudden you can open a chest that's above them, way up in the sky. So that means you're most of the time finding all these chests with heart pieces in it that you can't even fucking open. That is one of the stupidest friggin' things I've ever heard in video games. And, I'm just getting off of that right away. I can't talk about that anymore. The dragons in this game looked fucking stupid. Remember Volvagia? He looked pretty intimidating, so why can't these guys? They all look like they're made for fucking toddlers or something. I mean, fuck, they're terrible. And that Dragon Quest for the sword was the worst fucking thing ever thrown into a video game. Okay, like, Jesus Christ, the bosses weren't fun to fight the first time. Why would I want to fight them again and again and again in order to win a shield? You know, there's no point in even owning a shield in the game. Oh, man, that pissed me off. You see, Miyamoto was all there like, there is 100 hours in this game. Yeah, no, there's not. Just because you got to do this one part. If you want the shield, there will be 100 hours in the game. Because all you're doing is replaying the Silent Realms and replaying boss battles you've already fucking did and were disappointed with. That's why it sucks ass. Now, you don't need the fucking shield. I've never encountered a problem in the entire fucking game that I needed the shield, other than that one time in the forest when you gotta hit those stupid rocks back at the Octoroks. Or whatever the fuck they are, I can't even remember now. But if you swing your sword, you just hit them back anyway. Literally, in the boss battle at the end, you don't need a shield. I mean, okay, maybe you could use one, I don't fucking know. I never got the fucking Hylian shield, because I just couldn't handle that fucking Dragon Quest. It pissed me off. But now, maybe it stops assholes fucking beam cannon, I don't know. But you don't need one. I never fucking used my shield in that game. I don't even block in video games. Fuck that. Everything in the game felt like you were just collecting stuff or proving yourself. There was never an actual mission, I found. It was never like Ocarina of Time where it was there like, oh, go to so-and-so in Gerudo Valley or whatever. It was just, alright, you know what? Oh, geez, if you want the Song of the Hero, you have to collect all these gay things underwater. Oh, if you want a piece of, like, Din's fucking fire or whatever, you gotta collect all this shit. Or what were they, Din's Tears? I can't even fucking remember. Oh, man, what a terrible game. Just going around, collecting stuff, and trying to prove yourself over and over and over again. It wasn't fun. You know, if anyone ever says, you know, this is like the first Zelda game in the timeline, yeah, you can't deny it's the first Zelda game in the timeline. Nintendo said it was. But to me, anytime I think of the legendary hero, I'm not going to think of this pussy-ass looking girl Link. I'm going to think of the Ocarina of Time Link. The Silent Realms sucked. Okay, like, I hated the Silent Realms just because I don't like collecting stuff in video games. And I don't like... Yeah, if I wanted to collect stuff, I would go out onto my fucking lawn and just start collecting clovers. 4-leaf clovers, 3-leaf clovers, rocks. If I wanted to do something like that, I wouldn't be playing Zelda. Ugh. So the Silent Realm. I hate collecting stuff, and I especially hate being under a time limit. It's not fun. Because anytime you grab one of those stupid-ass, what are they, the goddess tears, no one gives a fuck. You get a few seconds before everything comes back to life and tries to kill you. Now, it's not hard to actually avoid any of these guys. It's just, it feels like you're wasting your fucking time by just playing it. The story in the game is fucking garbage, too. You're just on this fucking island in the sky. They never explain how it's floating above everything, and how everyone on the island isn't, like, already inbred, or, like, Golers or something like that, from The Hills Have Eyes. And, basically that's it. You float around in giant birds, you go to the ground, you try and rescue your friend keeps walking away from you, you go back in time, you come forward in time, you fucking plant a tree, you go back forward in time, and, then that's the end of the game. I hated that fucking boss, where it was like, I think Demise, like, in his giant beast form. I hated that. It wasn't fun fucking knocking him back into the ground the first time, but you gotta do it so many fucking times, it's retarded. You just fucking jump off the ledge, land on him, and then start smacking this stupid stone back into his head, then all of a sudden he goes back into the ground. Later on in the game, he comes back and you play as Groose and you shoot cannons at him. Okay, you do that twice. You do, like, the entire boss battle is done 3 times throughout the game, and then you get his final form, which I guess would count as a 4th. His final form wasn't that bad, admittedly, but by that point in time, when I was playing the game, I just wanted to get the fucking thing over and done with. You know, it's like my friend Nevitt1212 said, it's the journey, not the destination, because I hated the ending of this game. The ending of this game was garbage. But he said, you know, you have to enjoy the journey and not the destination. Well, you know what? The journey is like being in a car A hot, sweaty fucking car crowded with people, and you gotta take a fucking piss. And the destination is a truck stop bathroom with shit smeared all over the doorknob and all over the door handles, and the mirror's broken and being held up by a band-aid, and there's no fucking toilet paper, there's nothing in there, just a bunch of shit smeared everywhere. Do you hold that fucking piss in your bladder, or do you open that door and go in and use the bathroom? You know, no, there's no taking a piss behind a tree with this game. That's all it is. It's a bladder full of piss or shit on your hands. It really bothers me that there's nothing to explore in this game, because that's part of Zelda. You get bored? Oh, well, fuck, I wonder what's in the woods here. Oh, well, fuck, that's how you find most of your stuff. Although I know a lot of people who think they're good at games just fucking go on, say, zeldadungeon.net, then just look up stuff about it, then make peanut butter gamer videos about it. The motion control for me was fucking garbage. I mean, a lot of people like the motion control. I thought it was cool as fuck. When I watched that E3 video of Miyamoto up there and it fucking lost connection on him, I laughed so fucking hard at that guy. I mean, I didn't laugh at him. I laughed with him. And then I laughed really hardly at him when I saw he wasn't pretending. So, anyway, I thought it was a cool idea that you just switch, you point, you jump around like a fucking idiot in your house, fucking swinging the Wiimote everywhere, and Link does all the same actions. It's a good idea in thought. I have the gold Wiimote, and I found that it didn't work very well. I would always point up at the sky, and like nothing would happen. I'd have to like aim up, and then behind me a little bit, then finally Link would like raise his hand up, and then like the Skyward Strike would be halfway done, then all of a sudden it would like stop. So I'd be like, for fuck's sakes, I just keep losing connection, and I don't like that. I thought that was a terrible part of the game. And finally, a lot of people might disagree with me on this, speech. Speech is needed in games nowadays. Now, don't make Link talk. You know, everyone has it in their head that Link just can't talk, that he's a mute fuck. I don't agree with that, because if you go back to Ocarina of Time, or any Zelda game in general, when someone asks him his name, the next thing that person says is, Link? Your name is Link? Or what kind of name is that? You know, so for him to actually answer them, he has to speak to them. The reason why Nintendo doesn't outright come out and have him talk like that is because Link is the in-game representation of you, so he's just a silent protagonist. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is you don't have to make him talk, but you should make everything else around there talk, because it looks kind of terrible when things are getting epic, the music is going high and stuff like that, people are flailing around, and you're reading, and then all of a sudden it slows down because you didn't read it fast enough, and then like it just stops, and everything's like, held in suspense, and all of a sudden you hit the A button, then it goes all crazy and dramatic again, and then it slows down, and then you hit the A button again, and it goes all crazy. I think that's stupid, and I think the way that Fee talked, and how Bruce was always there like, I personally don't like that. You know, it's not the fucking 90s anymore. Every video game out there has voice acting. You know, don't pick stupid voice actors. Don't pick people who purposely sound like they're imitating people, like you did for Mario fucking, what was that, Mario Sunshine? How Bowser sounded fucking moronic! Yeah, you don't have to do that. You know you can afford good voice actors, right, when you're a multi-billion-dollar company. Anyway, you know, some fans might agree with that, some fans might not. I personally think it's necessary if you want to actually convey fucking emotion into a game. I thought the instrument was dumb. Link always has an instrument in his games, starting off in Zelda 1 with the flute, Zelda 2. Didn't he have a flute in that game? Pretty sure, it's been a long time since I played that. Link to the Past, he had the ocarina. Ocarina of Time, he had the ocarina. Majora's Mask, he had the ocarina. You know what I'm trying to get at. The instrument in this game, it had potential, but all you do is, I'm pretty sure you hold the A button. Maybe you don't hold the A button, I can't really remember now. But all you do is you strum the Wiimote back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and you just try and keep it at the same speed as it is on the screen. Now, hold on, it's not as intense as what I just said. All it is you can't go too fast, and then all of a sudden it just does it automatically, everything for you. There's no button combinations to remember, all the songs sound exactly alike. And speaking of the songs, the music in this game is terrible. God damn. You look back at former Zelda games like A Link to the Past, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. There are so many songs in those games that just, like, they're original, they get stuck in your head, they're classic. Even like Link's Awakening, Ballad of the Windfish, holy fuck. But no, you come to this game, it's all just rehashed orchestra bullshit or sound effects. Like, you get to the mountain, there's like no music at all. All you hear is like lava bubbling, and you hear boom, 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 boom. I really did not enjoy any of it. There's nothing spectacular that stuck out at all. It's just like going to an orchestra concert and just hearing a medley of just random orchestra bullshit. The ending, there was only one thing I liked about it, but I'm not on to my likes yet, I'm on to my dislikes. I dislike the entire ending. There's just nothing to it. You beat the boss, fucking, I'll get on to the good part in a minute, and then that's basically it. You're on the ground, on like that stupid statue with Zelda, like down in the ground world, and you see Groose and his, like, goons fly away, and then all of a sudden she's just there like, oh, so what will you do, Link? And then Link looks at the camera and goes, and then it's like, that's it. Really? That's what I made myself play through Skyward Sword for? That's what I checked GameFAQs to see how fucking far I was in this game, to see how much I had left of it? This is what I felt like I needed to see? That was a fucking letdown. So much for a fucking 25th anniversary. But now, let's get on to the things I liked. You know, I'm tired of saying the things I don't like. Because there are things I do like about this. I like how it was a new Zelda game. I like how it tried something new. I like the characters. I really did. I like the designs of the characters, except for Link. No, let me rephrase that. Link inside his green tunic, awesome. He looked like Link. That's cool. Link outside in his normal clothes, he looked like a fucking girl. I like the new Zelda design. I like the design of most of the people, not so much the creatures. The creatures looked way too goofy. Groose was probably my favorite part of that entire game. He starts off as being a douchebag, but eventually, he's the only one with any character in the entire fucking story. He goes from being a douchebag to not so much of a douchebag to a good guy. And there were a few times I did chuckle at his jokes. Like when he called the land, when he said like it should be named after someone brave, and he was going all that. Then he said it's going to be called Grooseland. I did chuckle at that. And then in the end, how he said, oh, this story should be called like The Legend of Groose. I know it doesn't sound funny the way I'm saying it now, but you actually have to be into the moment to laugh. I found that really funny. He was a great character. As for the music, as much as I hated it, there is one sheet of music in this entire game that I loved. The forest theme. I can't help it. I love forest themes in video games. From A Link to the Past, Chrono Trigger, Donkey Kong 2, Zelda, oh, Mario RPG. Anyway, the forest theme in this is the only one that when I think back to Skyward Sword, I can actually remember because it was a pretty good song. I also kind of like the Silent Realm music. Like when they were coming after you the first time, I was like, it gets all like thrashy and stuff. I was like, you know, that's a really nice change from all these goofy fucking sound effects we heard. But I still think that the Silent Realm is a piece of shit. And finally, the best part about the ending, I thought, was with Impa. Now, it's a good thing that I didn't actually care about this game, or else this might have spoiled it for me, because I believe it was Nevit who said, wait, so it took you till the end of the game to figure out that that was Impa? It's like this old woman or whatever you're with, like, most of the game who tells you what to do. And when you're going through the paradoxes, you meet this, like, Impa of the game. And, basically, it turns out in the end that she was the old woman the entire time, just from the past. So that's cool, and maybe if I did actually care about the game, you know, I would have caught on to that, but luckily, I didn't give two fucking shits about it, so that's one good thing I can say, I guess. You actually get to see Zelda's dad in the game, and as cool as that is, I think it's even cooler that he looks like, Kabora Gebora? The owl. The owl from Ocarina of Time, who everyone knew was the Sage of Light, but Hyrule Historia had to prove to the stupid people that he was. So there you go. I just like how he's in the game, just a little reference, I guess. You see, I don't see how Nintendo can get away with saying, like, they don't see where all these stupid-ass ideas come from, all these theories, when they're the ones making the theories themselves. Anyway, fuck Skyward Sword. I'll probably never play it again. And if more Zelda games come out like that, I'll probably pass on them. But right now, that fucking A Link to the Past 2, or whatever it's going to be called for 3DS, whew, I'll be fucking picking that cocksucker up. Anyway, take it easy, you guys. Let me know what you thought of Skyward Sword down in the comments, because I'd like to know. And it's gone.